negotiations. How much do the folks involved in these negotiations and those that can actually make something happen, knowing that there are rivalries internally, how much attention do they pay to internal U.S. politics and what's happening in Congress and that kind of thing?
An extraordinary amount of attention is paid to what happens in the Congress.
Let me ask you this question. I would have thought that. So I'm concerned that there's a possibility, I don't know this yet, that Congress may in fact, in the name of weighing in, potentially try to pass something that doesn't do anything, but makes it look as if Congress has done something to try to affect the negotiations. Is it your thinking that if Congress were to do such a thing, which I hope Congress would not, but if Congress were to do such a thing, would the Iranians see through that and understand that, in essence, that was the case?
You know, there are no absolutes in this business. My best assessment, Senator, and this is one I think that is held by the administration, is that respecting the role of the Congress and the different views on members of the committee here, my view is that it would be seen by the Iranians as potentially a move away from the track that we're on, of negotiations and diplomacy, and a sense could set in that would do one of two things, or both. One, either make them think twice about the following through in the commitments on the Geneva deal. The second would be...
Even if they realize that Congress, it was sort of a triumph of politics over policy, and it really wasn't doing anything to affect outcomes. So you're saying it still would do that?
That is what we have understood from them. Yeah. Their politics are different internally, clearly, but they do have theirs as well. And again, I don't want to sit here and make absolute statements.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. If Congress were to weigh in a different way and basically say we're not going to deal with additional sanctions, but we want to ensure that at a base the Security Council resolutions are adhered to as a base case at the end state, how would that affect, do you think, the negotiations? And let me just say the administration continues to talk about Congress and Congress getting involved too much and messing this up, and yet the administration continues to refer to the hardliners in Iran as the reason they have to move ahead so quickly and do something. And yet I do feel that Congress has, with Chairman Menendez's leadership in years past, has actually sort of provided that hard line to help the administration get to the point where we are. So why is it in a negotiation different for Iran than it would be for us to at least try to get the administration to acknowledge and Iran to acknowledge that as a base case, the end state would have to be at least the UN Security Council resolution that has been agreed to by the United Nations?
Well, thank you, Senator. I mean, as a person who was involved in policy on Iran and trying to bring to bear all the tools we have available to us, to confront the Iranian threat in its many dimensions, as we talked about yesterday, from my perspective, the tools that we got from the Congress and with the leadership of Chairman Menendez and Senator Kirk and others were really quite useful in terms of helping us to bring Iran to the table. I don't think there's any doubt in terms of in the minds of the Iranians about where Congress is coming from here. They know that. They know that you're ready to go, and as President Obama has said, and Secretary Kerry, we would be there with you if we see some sign of backsliding, of breaking the deal, of not following through with a comprehensive deal. And so I don't think there's any doubt about what Congress would do in the end on this.
Well, I know my time is up, and I appreciate the chairman's indulgence, and